welcome to another review. Today we're going to talk about Doctor Who. The new season started on Sunday, and I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. You can do, hopefully, let this be a series that we run through. I've been a Whovian for quite a few years now, since the start of Matt Smith's run. So he's my doctor, and that's who I was first introduced to. Well, he's not the first one I was introduced to, because BBC America, they had this marathon where they were running the old episodes, like 9 Ecclestons and Tennants, and so I watched those first before I watched Smith's run. But he's the first one I saw for the first. He's my first doctor. That's the first series that started. Bam, invested. So that's me, and it's also my favorite. But enough of that. If not about that, let's talk about the woman who felt Earth. The woman who felt Earth. The first series with Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor and Chris Chibnall as the showrunner, the producer, head producer, and so the first female Doctor we had, so it's good. Big shoes to fill. It's been around since 1963. That's a lot of history with a few years I wasn't there, but whatever. 5 thoughts. All right. Number 1. Story. So this episode was over 1 hour in length. That's not the usual. It's usually around in the 40-minute ranges for episodes for Doctor Who. And so this was a new. Well, I'm not sure how many episodes have been in the past, but it's a slow burn introduction into these new characters, these 3 companions that we get, and so it took us a while to get into the meat of the matter. We get introduced to the Doctor. First we get introduced to the companions, and then we get introduced to the new Doctor, and then the big bad, and then the story runs from there. Okay, so it's not New Judgment, it's just longer. Didn't really notice that much. I noticed it near the end, but before that, it was, even though it was taking a while to build up, I was into it, so that was fine. No complaints there. There are a few deaths in this, so a lot more than you would have had in previous incarnations of the show. Because then we have the security guard that died, and then we had the guy who I'm assuming was drunk, vegetable guy throwing vegetables, and then we had before that we had what did we have before that? And we also had Raoul, who was looking for a sister, and so. More than so, usually we would just see Rahul die, and then maybe the Naito guy, the drunk guy, versatile guy, but then we also have the security guard. I really liked it overall. It did in a few points. Wasn't that bam in the face like the old some of the old first introductions to the Doctor. We had say the Rose, Deep Breath, the Bold Christmas Special, which was Stan's first, and then we had 11th Hour. 11th Hour is my favorite of the introductions to the Doctor, because even though it was epic in scale compared to this one, which was smaller in scale, it wasn't a world-ending event. It was just this is small contained story, which is in comparison to the 11th hour where it could be the end of the world. But I didn't mind that it was a small scale story to the 11th hour, even though I like the 11th hour better. But overall, no complaints. Number 2, cinematography. Alright, so in keeping with that, the text that we saw, the cinematography was also kind of a bit darker in hue and saturation, you know. So they used the dark lenses on this show. A lot of it was at night. So that would you had to contend with that. Then we also had the visuals. It was very organic. You know, it wasn't a CGI driven. Of course, there was CGI, but it didn't feel as in your face as so blatant as we saw in past seen recently. You know, like it felt like okay, this is happening. Like with RTDs on ignoring the aliens that fart. So ignoring those, but so the cinematography top notch. The production value off the charts. Really liked what we saw. The direction was brilliant. I like that. So great cinematography. Story was it wasn't an A plus. It was a B minus. Good story, serviceable, and so it was our first one. We go to number 3, which is the companion. So we had 4 companions first off, and then we have 3. So in keeping with those dead stats off the board at the start, we had Grace, which is Ryan's mother, grandmother, and Graham's wife, and she dies at the end. Like, she was very into it. She was bam at it, and then she dies at the end. Okay, interesting take. So on the one hand, they'll give the Ryan and Graham some added depth. Going forward, I'm sure that will come up later in the season because as it relates to their relationship together. But it also cheapened it because there's also happened that they could have some link back to home, of course, and they're also reluctant. The way they didn't sign up to go to the doctor, so maybe that would have been a way for them to go because then she's there, but then also you could also argue that since she is no longer there, then they have a purpose in adventuring in continuing on with the doctor, regardless of what happens in the next episode or when they get out of whatever jam they're in and the doctor gets her TARDIS back, so that's an interesting take. Graham didn't mind him, liked him. He was very relatable, very believable as someone of his age. And Ryan, he was there. It wasn't exactly a brilliant job done by the actor. It wasn't awful either. So hopefully we'll see more from him coming forward. Yes, I liked her. She knew what she was about. She was very matter of fact. She had her head screwed on. I liked her. Very good companion. Hopefully we'll see her improve also. But I liked her from the start. She's got Maxine, and so 3 companions might be a bit much. It might work well. Who's to tell? We'll see. Now we go to number 4, the doctor. So Jodie Whittaker, she is our first female doctor. First female person in the doctor. She's number 13. She is the 13th person to play the doctor. She did well. Okay, so she reminded me a bit of Matt Smith, which is obviously great because, like I said, Matt Smith, my doctor, of course. But then also, I don't think she'll be like that going on. So she'll develop her own thing, so can't really judge her off this first episode because what we'll see of her, of course, she'll keep a lot of what we have seen from her in that first episode, which is like with Cataburn all over the place and with Matt Smithy, but she'll also give her own take on it. We'll see something different in the end. So our big speech at the end where she was like, "I'm the doctor." It was very subdued. It wasn't as as grandiose as what you saw with Matt Smith when he announced he's the doctor and he said through those images of him as a doctor. So that was, our Capaldi was like very about it when he first showed up. So she was subdued. So we'll see, because it didn't hit me, so I didn't like that much, because she's a doctor. She's announcing herself as a doctor. It wasn't there that bad. So that wasn't great. But overall, she did a great job as an actor. She was very believable as a doctor for the most part, and so hopefully we will see who she as a doctor is, like what spin she put on the doctor. And so looking forward to my fifth point. Let's expect to see lots of fun. It'll be different. It has to be different. Because some of the stuff that we have seen with male doctors we can't see here. It'll have to be a new spin on things. Of course, while also trying to ignore that there's a change, that she's now a woman. But also, she's the doctor. She's still the doctor. So, of course, we'll see a different spin on this. So, hope it goes well. I have faith that it will go well for no reason other than blind hope, and also faith in Jodie Whittaker as the doctor and Chris Chibnall from his work on Broadchurch. I didn't really like his stories when he was a writer on Doctor Who before, when he wrote for Moffat. So those stories were fine. They weren't like brilliant. So Moffat's stories were brilliant, and it was like good as a showrunner, depending on who you ask. That's very subjective. But maybe we'll see a reversal. We'll see good things in the story. Let's hope. Okay, that's me done. Have a great day. Have a great life. And I'll see you next time. Review episode 2 of series 11. Alright? Bye.